Listen, if you're rewriting your keynote from scratch every single time you speak, you are wasting your time. Sounds weird to say it that way, but you're also draining your energy and you're leaving so much money on the table. The best paid speakers, they do not reinvent the wheel. They use what I call is an 80-20 keynote method. Now, they may not call it the exact same thing, but this is exactly what it is. It's a method that saves you time. It helps you avoid burnout from having to write a keynote every single time you speak, and you still get booked over and over again. You also, here's a cool little caveat, you learn to refine your skill because you get to actually practice 80% the exact same thing every time you go up stage. Now, it has a chance to ebb and to flow and to be co-created with the audience, but I'm telling you, man, this changes the game when you can start stacking speeches that are still customized. Now, in this video, I'm going to show you really how to rewrite possibly a speech in 15 minutes, but how rewriting it from scratch isn't always the answer. It's about tweaking, right? How to talk in a smart way about what you do. And also, it's a process about the method that gets you booked without burning out. Because if you do this right, it'll kill the game for you. So let's get into this right now. What I have noticed is that the greatest speakers I know, they do not rewrite a keynote every single time. This is key number one. Don't rewrite it. What I mean by that is you have a really cool process to tweak it. See, when you are rewriting a speech every single time, you have a couple things going on you're not aware of. The first problem you run into is, well, I have to go through a full revamp of everything I know. I might have to practice something new I've never done before. I might have to come up with new stories and practice telling the story over and over again until I get it dialed in and right. And on top of that, here's what happens. There's a lot of work there. And now let's say you book all of a sudden 5 speeches in 4 weeks. And you get 4 speeches and 5 speeches. You got to create new things for, and you got to talk these conversations. It's a lot. So what happens? You want to grow. You want to get 100 stages, maybe 50 stages. I don't want 24. At my fee, I want 24. I don't want to be a road warrior, folks. But the idea is when I do what I do, I go, I am in fact in a space where I want to be able to kill 3, 4 speeches in 3, 4 days with zero anxiety. No stress, no overwhelm from all the different things I'm having to create from scratch. So what I do is I go, look, I want to build a very signature talk that has the ability to be tweaked. Just 20% though. The idea is not to change everything, but I want to talk that's flexible, can ebb and can flow and expand and contract. Also allows me to talk to any audience. See, when I'm out there serving a group that's, let's see, younger people, let's say it's, adolescents, foster kids, or high school kids, or at-risk youth, or elementary schools and high schools, that demographic of people, they're going to get 80% the same keynote. But here's what happens. The 80% they get is going to be front loaded with my years of life in the window of life that they're in now. And then I'm going to back end diminish the amount of time I talk about what I did as an older person, right? But then let's say I'm going to go speak to my Amazon people. Well, I'm not going to expand all the stuff I did as a kid because, well, they're not in that age group anymore. It's not as relevant to their life. But I will expand on the area that has to do with my older realm, the marriage and the career and the team and the business I've grown. Those are conversations that I need to have at those levels. But if I have the same keynote and I got to do it all the same, it's not going to fit them. But also, if I have to write a brand new keynote every time, it stresses me out. So you have to have a method that allows you to step back, analyze the situation. We do it as called a pre-event discovery call, find out what they're actually looking for, and then adjust it. Now, here is in brief the concise way I can talk about what I call my 80-20 method. Now, I spend 80% of my time on a stage sharing the exact same foundation, not the exact same language, not even the exact same story, but the exact same foundation. It's the base that underlies all of my talks. It's going to be how I actually open up and how I engage, what my main concept is, what my 3 points are. Those might change a little bit, but the 3 points are the same. Then what happens is I can go through and deliver an amazing talk, but all I do is just change a little bit on maybe what the lesson is from the story, or maybe one of the stories changes. Maybe the main concept changes, but it's slight. And so I get to this flow of going, I'm really giving 80% the same talk, but that 20% is so customized to that audience, it feels like a 100% fit for them. Now, the audience has this fresh, unique, like new feel to what I'm serving. And here's the cool thing. If you want to get into somebody's head and their heart, they got to feel that you're there with them. If you have this memorized, structured, written keynote, and I can tell you do, I disconnect. Because I go, this person just giving a canned talk. They're up there just doing their thing. I'm just down here. They're not even paying attention to me. But if you are able to convey to them that you are listening and paying attention and you have jokes and you have banter while still delivering an amazing keynote and flow, their hearts open. They go, this is great. It's engaging. It's entertaining. It makes me feel highs and lows and all this. I'm on the roller coaster of emotions. I'm getting great nuggets. They feel like you were there for them. And that's what you should be doing as a speaker. Be there for them. This method allows you to have every speech feel completely brand new when it's not 100% brand new. And here's how you can make some of those tweaks. First is you can adjust your opening and closing story. Now, they should come together. There should be a beginning and an end. They should actually connect. So, the way that I do my speech is I design the ending first, and then I have the opening be tied to the ending. So they know when it's concluding, I get a crescendo, standing ovation. It's beautiful, right? But the idea is if you don't do this right, you're going to fall apart. And your opening and closing story can and should resonate with the audience. If it's kids, adjust something. If it's going to be adults, adjust something. If it's going to be a specific demographics of lawyers or doctors or chiropractors or teachers, make sure the stories you choose to open and close land with them. That way, we already in the very beginning grab their attention. They go, this person is talking to me. Two, you want to add 1 to 2 event or kind of themed specific data points or references that bring in what you're there for. See, when I'm asking in the beginning of my discovery calls questions about what they have going on, I'm asking about what are the takeaways you want them to have, what are the action steps you want them to have. My computer's doing thumbs up. My apologies. What are the things going on in their world that resonate, that allows you to work that stuff specifically into the talk so they go, wow, this person spent time figuring out who we are. They're not just talking at us, they're talking to us. That's a big thing. And then also, you want to know what the takeaways are. Like there should be slides with steps and something for them to go and do. Because if you don't have this, what they're going to do is go, that might have been a cool speech, but what do I get from this tomorrow? And I'm telling you right now, more and more, I have clients that are booking me asking, hey, what's going to be the next day impact and outcome of your talk? What's going to allow my people to go tomorrow and have some better outcome of sales or communication or team camaraderie that they didn't have today? Now, if you have something for that, beautiful. If you don't, think about structuring that or be able to create something as a structure very quickly for your audience. Now, step three, how to avoid speech prep burnout, because that's really what happens. We're talking about in the beginning of this video is like this, oh, I don't want to do it. And I don't want to book a bunch more speeches. When you have this anxiety, you start getting burnt out from writing speeches, you will actually slow down your very own business's growth. Not because you don't want to speak to more people, but because what that comes with is stress from writing new talks every single time. And that's stress I don't like. I'm sure it's stress you don't like. So you lose this joy. You don't have the energy you want on stage or even in preparation. The 80/20 helps you move that, like remove that, actually reduce your prep time. It boosts your consistency of quality on stage. It even makes your delivery sharper and cleaner because you've given that delivery for that talk or that story very similarly in multiple different avenues and multiple different venues. So you actually have the confidence of sharing and expanding and moving through your speech without stumbling on words or stressing. So you get better, you get faster, and you get more bookings because the more you deliver, the better you get, the more word of mouth can grow, and you have a powerful keynote. And then, even better, you learn to market this thing properly. Because when you can talk to somebody and they go, hey, what's your speech about? And you deliver it in a marketing languaged space, not, I had this happen in my life and here's what came from that. You got to be able to talk to what they're asking, which is, how does this help me and my people? And if you have the structured keynote that is 80/20, you know the deliverables, you know the takeaways, you know the action steps, you know who it's for. You can actually create very clear marketing language, great deliverables that are beneficial to them, and communicate your value without having to give part of your keynote in that first introduction. See, that's what most people as speakers fall short of is they don't realize that what you have is a product. People are buying this outcome of what the product of you speaking is going to be. And if you don't know how to deliver that clarity, you're going to fall short. And that's why a lot of folks struggle because they have a different keynote written for every audience completely differently. So now what happens is I don't even know what to tell you the outcome of my keynote is because I don't even know what it is until you've talked to me and you've booked me. Can work that way. 80/20 is the way to go. So if you want to stop burning hours prepping and starting, these keynotes from scratch every time and actually start getting booked more consistently, the 80/20 keynote method, it's your cheat code. It's the way that you can step into the game and be able to create a keynote that's phenomenal no matter when you give it or who you give it to with actually just as little as 15 minutes of time spent towards refining it. If you do this right, it's going to be a game changer. Now, I have helped speakers build high converting talks, signature speeches, all these things you can imagine using the exact same structure. And I can help you do the exact same thing yourself. If you want this, simply communicate with me. You can put in the chat, speak. That's all you got to do. Just put in the little chat box or a comment, speak, and my team will get back to you immediately. If you go to Instagram and comment, speak, it'll happen automatically. But we'll walk you through the structure of how we do all of this. So your keynote can quite literally be stage ready, repeatable, and powerful. So you don't just speak to speak, but just speak intelligently. And people love what you say. And you know how to communicate how great you'll be on stage without having to give just a small little segment of your keynote, but you get to tell them what the takeaways are, the deliverables are, and what's more important, the next day impact of your talk, because it'll be like that every time because 80% is the same. And that 20%, it just fits them better. That's it. Talk to you soon.